go. I do believe we are live. So I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. The lighting is so bad, but I am happy to be here with you, friend. And what we place our focus upon, how when something's important to us, we might spend more time thinking about it. And how in that spending more time and thinking about it, we give it our focus. I might end up getting closer to the actual interwebs. Maybe we can dance outside a bit again. We haven't danced outside in a while. Am I going to leave this stuff here for now? I ought not. I ought to take it instead with me beforehand. I have been focusing a lot of my internal mind's resources towards the thinking about the festival that's coming up. It is coming up fast. Less than 10 days, and there's going to be festivalings, happenings. All right, it's not all the time. Cometh with me. I think the doggos are peeing inside of the house again. Let's see. Here's the outside. Woo! Brightness. Super wet. But the wet is not falling from the sky as we're speaking. So maybe this will be where we dance. Should be cooler. This will hang from here, and this will put down here as well. Chicka-chiggoop. Nice. Just coiling it up so my band doesn't get wet. All right. Is that a view? Guess it has to be at this point. Am I connected? Second question. I am now. And then we'll go to SoundCloud. Hey, Dhruv Shandari. Hello, bro. I'm from India. Gujarat. But hello, friend. I am MeltMore. And on Wednesdays, if I remember, I dance. So I remembered that it's Wednesday. So I'll dance. That's basically my game plan. I see there's a weekly wave being suggested to me. And some of these songs I already have on my list. This is a Rob the Brainstorm track. Is it old? Yeah, it's pretty old. So I probably have heard it before. I'm from the USA. It's rare that we get new friends from the USA. Furdus Noor, very cool name. I see Pojo here too. Hello to India. Brigdan, bless your friend. It's nice having you. We're gonna dance. I'm like I keep getting distracted, but that is the plan. We love to love, that we do. Napalmian rat hogai hayobos. Unfortunately, I do not understand these words being spoken. I do, however, understand dance. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make some move. No, I just have to get myself the correct playlist. Maybe I'll just play my playlist from the last saved track. I think that might be one way to do it, in a way where we'll get something we like. And then we can add some extra volume. And then we can take this microphone off of me Hey, Giovanna's here too. We love Joe. All right, now we dance.
Sipping on my lean, and I'm with my fucking team. Sipping on my lean, and I'm with my fucking team. I said I'm sipping on my lean, and 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 I'm with my fucking team. I said I'm sipping on my lean, and I'm with my fucking team. I said I'm sipping
Akash
on
is
my
here too.
lean, and I'm with my
Hey,
fucking
Akash.
team. Sipping on my lean, and I'm with my fucking team. I
I love
said I'm
this.
sipping on my
Wiggle
lean, and I'm
Wednesdays.
sipping on my lean, and I'm sipping on my lean, and I'm sipping on my lean, and I'm with my fucking team. I said I'm with my fucking team. I said with my fucking team. I said
That was fun. So, sweetie, Africans got that wiggle in their spirit. Raves and dance parties and such. Must love. Must. This is a breezy track. There are some drops falling.
Eu sou o mestre do papo. Aventuras, perigos. Encontrarão um dia. A cada feito de bravura vocês crescerão mais e mais. E serão recompensados por tempo. A energia do mal é igual à força do mal. Muda de direção e muda para o bem. Eu sou o mestre dos magos. Eu sou o mestre dos magos.
I'm getting talked a bit, admittedly. Sorry for the cursing. I usually don't listen to the actual words. They're just melody adders to me. Give me a second, please. I need to catch my breath. I'm hurting a bit. Oh goodness. I'll get myself one of these. Sweet! Back again. My poor lungs. I know if my lungs is the problem, it's my core. I have that pain, that getting stabbed in the gut feeling. Okay. Alrighty. We're going to hit a Dynavap. Man, my body is like hurting. Water. I want to drink. Drink some water, friend. Please do. Stay hydrated. Better yet, dance with me until you need to be hydrated again. How's that? We're gonna dance to like 2 more tracks before we're done. So I think we got 2 more tracks in store after the ones we've done already. It's nice grounding myself on the dirt too, but I can feel myself destroying the grass. It doesn't like me dancing on it like this, especially with it being as wet as it is. Here it comes. Click. 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 My intention is to dance more. Yes. More dance will be dance. Two more, maybe 3 more. Since you're asking so nicely. Maybe. Maybe 3 more. But for now, 1. I think it will get better. You have a lot of subscribers. Thank you. Thank you. Become one. I don't know if I like this track that much. I do see Zano here. Maybe the last drop is really good. Let's see. Is that Dan? Dan Gray! Hey old friends! Joe and I have been chatting on the red, and he suggested I join today. Hope you're all doing well. Dan, I've thought about you bunches, friend. It's nice having you here. Look at us. Another Wednesday. Another opportunity for us to dance. I totally didn't forget the last 2 Wednesdays. Totally always, of course. I don't like this track much, so it's getting unliked. This one might have profanity in it as well. I have only 16 subscribers. At one point in existence, I also only had 16 subscribers. Wonderful haircut. It is a bit of a change of pace, but it was time. It's true. Thank you, bro. More dance?
Obrigada por ter ligado para o Instituto de Saúde Mental, a companhia mais certa
How
para
do you
seus
have a
momentos
spanner
de
in your
maior
name?
loucura. Se você
They're one of the
compulsivo,
mods.
aperte repetidamente
They've
o
been here
número
for a
1.
long
Se você é
time.
codependente, peça a
Tell
alguém
us
que
about how
aperte
you've
o
been.
número
Do let us
2
know,
por
Dan.
você.
You're
Se
still in
você
New
tem
York?
múltiplas personalidades, aperte 3, 4, 5 e 6. Se você é paranoico, nós sabemos quem você é, o que você faz e o que quer. Espere na linha enquanto rastrearemos sua chamada. Se você sofre de alucinações, aperte coloridos gigantes de branding de brócolis,
I'm getting beat out there.
Aqui atendemos loucos e não indecisos.
Public service of the city of New York. Bless you, bro, on these new ventures. Thought I was done with NYC for good. Got other plans. Love is true. But Dell, be one of the universe. I've never seen you say anything other than emojis and I like pie. Feels like a step in the right direction. Bless ya. It's nice having you friends here. One more song, then I'm cooked. I'm like already like. More.
ಏಕ ಆಳ್ವದೇವ ಬಾಂಧವಂ ಖಂಡ ಖಂಡ ದಂಡ ಪಾಣಿ ವೀರಭದ್ರಕೇಶವಂ ವಿತ್ತಿಹೀನ ಕೀಚಕೂಟ ಗರ್ವಭಂಗ ತಾಂಡವಂ ನೀಲಕಂಠ ರುದ್ರರೂಪ ಸರ್ವಲೋಕ ರಕ್ಷಕಂ.
Might have to wait for a moment for the drop to drop again. Tris, Trident Worm, Gem, and then Gem. What are the odds of having two friends from the Art Pan days here with us? And this is the next trip to SA. Sam's raising a little baby, little puppy, growing a baby too. A lot has happened. What Bangla song?
ಏಕ ಆಳ್ವದೇವ ಬಾಂಧವಂ ಖಂಡ ಖಂಡ ದಂಡ ಪಾಣಿ ವೀರಭದ್ರಕೇಶವಂ ವಿತ್ತಿಹೀನ ಕೀಚಕೂಟ ಗರ್ವಭಂಗ ತಾಂಡವಂ ನೀಲಕಂಠ ರುದ್ರರೂಪ ಸರ್ವಲೋಕ ರಕ್ಷಕಂ. भद्रकेशवं वित्तिहीन कीचकूट गर्वभंग तांडवं नीलकंठ रुद्ररूप सर्वलोक रक्षकं कृपाकरं कठोर कष्ट कृष्ण कर्मनाशकं मदान्धवं धनुं दशेत भक्तवृन्दनाशिकं शिवम्.
Gem. Thank you for the energy. Now I can clean my apartment. Flow well, my brother. Thank you, dear sister. Whew. We haven't done that in a while now. It's been 3 weeks of me having time blindness. I'm happy to have danced with you, friends. Gem. Thank you. So much love here. I've been drinking water. Water has been getting bedranked. There's definitely no shortage of that. Let's get set up on that couch again. Whoa, almost slipped. Hey, Pepiki. There's a baby on the floor. hold out here for me for a second. I'll be right back. You're not very level. Still here. Joe. I've been overwhelmed being in y'all's presence again. A few happy tears just now. Thanks for the warm welcomes and sick dance moves. Thank you for finding the space again, bro. It's always here for you. That's the point. Forever and for always, right? Love is true. We show up to make it so. Still pretty wrecked. I'm not gonna lie. Where are you now? Doesn't look like mom and dad's. It is. It's just different. The flesh-colored couches have been replaced and removed. So that's now a part of the past too. Yes. Calm. My body is still in that state of rewarding me, being like, good job! Good job! I'm getting the endorphin right now. You know what I mean? When the endorphins let you know, good job that you survived. Whatever line it perceived, you just escaped. Suddenly I am surrounded by dogos. And little did I know that I have a bunch of ghosts stalking me at all times. Come here, baby, come. Yeah. Look at this. Ghost summoner. Whisperer of dogers. Yes, I don't even have the whispers. Sorry about that. This is one of the new ones. New Residento. New Rodasans. It's basically Pippi's dog. I've been saying. But when there is play, there must be play up against my legs and feeters. No other place to play. Must be here. One new couch, one new pup, two new couch. There's two of these. It was actually a gift my brother bought my parents. How about that? I was just shocked. My body is still kind of in shock. I'm still recovering. I just need to take nice and deep breaths. Yes. Good morning, loved ones. Bless you again, Ciao. So nice having you. Look at how dapper Pippi looks. Wow. You protecting us, Pippi? You making us to protect? You're making us to protect? Wow, thank you. Thank you for the protections. Wow, thank you. Don't look at how filthy my feet is. I had to dance on the grass, okay? Yes, focus. What is? How do focus? How does one make focus? body is having a hard time recovering a little bit. To be completely honest, I need to do that more. I need to dance like that every day. And then I need to dance like that twice a day on Wednesdays. Part of me is joking when I say that, but part of me is that serious. It's like, that's literally the reasoning. It's like, yes, must. Charger, love you. Love you like crops love rain, sister. So much love is true. Actually, conversation that me and Dad had, there is some crops planted on a plot of land, not too far away from the house, on the farm here. It's not my dad planting directly, it's someone else planting for him. But it's boinkies, bean sprouts? No. I think bean sprouts is when you sprout. I can't do that. He thought, tuners is here too? Hello to you. I love you like Dora loves maps. I love you like Swiper loves swiping. I can't help him little swipe himself. I just spotted the invader. A little invader on one of me doges. I'm sorry, bro. Your limited trial on life has expired. Promise I'm not crazy. I'm just very anti-parasite. Me poor doggos. Imagine being a brand spanking new creature in the world. And then you're just like running out there in this world. And then before you know it, things are eating your flesh and you don't have the means to reach them. You can't get to them. I want to live on a farm so bad someday. I mean, I don't think you don't want to live on a farm. But I think you want to live on the idea you have in your head of a farm. Right? Which admittedly, I want to live there too. The way I see it, if I'm going to get close to living on a farm one day myself, is just to have like a whole hectare of land or whatever. Right? Just a little bit bigger piece of land than just what your house would need. And then there would be some space for food producing crops and potentially some chickens if it gets to that level. But a farm? I don't really think it's that great. Guess it depends on the amenities that is on that farm as well. How many of you friends have been on a farm? Maybe we can start there. Have you ever been on a farm? And if so, how did you find it? And for how long did you stay? Have you ever worked on a farm? Now we're getting to the nitty-gritty. Today's stream topic, I do have one. It's about focus. And today's focus started with dance. And it feels to me the focus has shifted into friends. Thinking about you friends, thinking about friends that have left and now find themselves here again. And how that also requires a certain level of focus. That's what I mean. Like a homestead with some fields. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean as well when I imagine farm in a good way. But farm as I've seen it usually is not that glamorous. No. This dude is like watching on, and then he tries to like jump up here, and I'm like, you cannot do that. Must not can do that. I think he's now forming the attachment that if I give him attention, Pippi gets jealous and then gives him attention. So he's gonna try and get my attention so that he can get Pippi's attention. Ow, my fingies. Arr, arr, arr. Playing some bite face. A classic. A classic bite face playing. You can see Pippi is now over it again. Just like, can't you see he's not engaging? Ah, to live the life of doggos. Ay, 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 ay. My whole hometown is one giant farm with a McDonald's and a Walmart. I think, in a weird way, people would probably say that the same about this town that I'm in as well. And we too have a McDonald's. And close to what your equivalent of Walmart would be. But it is very much a farmer's town. Most of the people that live there has one thing or another to do with farming. Somehow. Either you're feeding people that make money from farming, or you're providing services to them. There's a lot of farmers. My mind is going down so many rabbit holes on thinking about farm right now. Thinking about what this place means to me. Thinking about when it's going to go away. Not from the planet, of course, but maybe from me. If not with me leaving, with the place being sold to someone else. It's very unlikely that I end up keeping this place. And that does make me a little bit sad. But it is one of those, oh, woe is you kind of sadnesses. All right. It's not exactly something I can expect. But I have spent a lot of time building here in my mind, thinking about what this place could be. Such a strange world, goodness. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, what? Why does things work the way they do? Property ownership is a weird one for me. I really should have been buying property when I was 7 years old. I was so silly. I was so silly. I was playing in the mud and stuff instead of investing in NVIDIA. It's so fucking absurd. What a world we live in. Makes it interesting, I guess. Doggos fight for dominance to appease the MeltMore. I don't know if they're fighting. They rarely hurt one another. And they don't bite down. Gobbledygoo has affectionately dubbed. Hey, Gobbledygoo has affectionately dubbed that game Biteface. When you're moving to the US, could be the next move. Closer than you think, Contoons. It's unironically closer than you think. 2005 was a great time to buy, right? What were you doing, Mel? Yes, bro. I was so silly. And weirdly enough, 2005 was when I was 7 years old, literally. Right? I was born 1998. I think Nvidia stock was something like 30 cent. 30 cent. I'm going to read that now. I think Nvidia was like 30 cent in 2005. It's like $140 now. It like crashed for a second, wiped out $600 billion in a day, and now it's higher than it was like 2 weeks ago. It's like 140 bucks a share now. My friends bought a third home in Jersey for 415K. It's now worth 720K. Lamar. Yeah. Yeah. We live in a society. We live in a society. The older I get, the more that meme becomes relevant to me. No bark. No, you can bark outside. Bark outside, please. We do live in a society. While I was playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, I should have been buying stocks in Bitcoin, right, Connor? Me and you both, bruh. What were we doing? Being children. You know, and I feel like for me, the thing is as well, and that's something a lot of us probably can get stuck on. And today's stream topic is about focus. And let's put it in that lens, right? A lot of our focus can kind of revolve around, I should have. In 2005, I should have this and that, right? And then we look at the prices of stocks right now, and there is so much negative sentiment technically surrounding it as well, that it's another dot-com bubble, yada, yada, yadas. We are literally in the technological age. All right, this train is not gonna leave any of us behind, technically. All right, it's one of those things that eventually you're going to see the train, right? Or at least pick up some goods that was transported by said train. Kobe went out the window, and now he's unsure about what he's supposed to do next. Oh, goodness. Swappy swap. He is there, and he's getting frustrated. It's not that far, bro. It's not that far. There he goes. So again, right? Instead of placing all of our focus on the I should haves and I could haves and I could have yada yadas, right? Yes. If you invested in 2005 in Nvidia stock, you would have a lot more money right now. But 2005 is 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Do you know how much Nvidia will be worth 20 years from now? Again, right? And this is not financial advice. I don't know if Nvidia is necessarily, at this point, the best vehicle for growth. Could be one of them, right? Could be one of them. But again, 20 years from now, we would have AI'd so hard, robotics so hard, that it will be impossible for them to not have made chips up until that point, and for them to have grown in value in one way or another as well. Growth. Growth is something that is so absurd. I saw a breakdown recently of growth as well, right? That even if we make medicine more expensive, charge people more for their apartments, even though nothing materially changed, it's still the exact same apartment, still the exact same medical treatment. But by charging more for it, on the balance sheet of the collective, we can put that as growth. Yeah, look at us, we grew. But towards what are we growing at this point? Anyway, what you mean, sooner than I think, Mel. You for real moving out here? I know nothing. I should have known, Mel. I mean, I get it, bro. I get it, you know. I'm one of those people, unfortunately, that place a lot of focus on the I should haves. Oh, if only I did this and this, then and if I did so and so. If you did all of those things that you thought you should have done, you wouldn't be in the position to think about anything as you are thinking about it now, right? Everything is as it should have been so that you can be where you are right now. And the only thing that is up to you is making good decisions going forward. The balance sheet of the collective. That's a good phrase. Yeah, trying to make the number go up. Yeah, but number go up. And if number not go up, how are we gonna pay our interests? And then if we don't pay our interests, then people are going to stop buying our bonds. Oh no. And then if people stop buying our bonds, then we stop getting their monies. And then maybe people will do a bank run. And then everybody realizes there is literally already, you can research this now, only like 20% of the actual money that exists as cash dara, right? Physical cash. So it's literally impossible. Right? It's literally impossible for us to do a bank run in the way that we might have wanted to in the past. And then with the current number system, the bank run can just be number in your bank account. We're living literally in one of the most absurd of times, right? I feel like that's why the whole Bitcoin narrative is heating up more and more as well, is because the thing that the Bitcoin maxis, the people that are very like pro Bitcoin as a belief system, has been on about is the fact that things are falling apart. Since Bitcoin's inception, there's like something like 3 times the amount of money on planet Earth. All right. I don't feel 3 times as wealthy as I did in 2009. I was 11 in 2009, TBH. I was reading books at that point, but I didn't have reliable access to the internet. Not ceaseless, reliable access to the internet. Maybe sporadic access to the internet, like every now and then. What a fractal. I would be thinking about it and be rich. I overthink everything. Same, bro. Same. And I think we do that because we want to be prepared. Thinking about stuff is a kind of work, right? And it is tiresome work. Thinking about stuff is not exactly fun, right? And I'm willing to acknowledge that I've seen that in my own behavior and in the behavior of others, where I'll be thinking about a bunch of stuff until I don't want to. And then I'll do something else. I'll do something that distracts me from that thinking. And I try at least to have a balance in my own life with that. But I'm willing to part of ourselves that just doesn't want to think. And before you know it, we don't. So see your overthinking as a good thing still. I would be thinking about it and be rich. Interesting times for sure. But we picked this incarnation right. We chose it. Yep. We showed up for this version of reality. I bet that the US makes a Bitcoin blockchain type currency that they can control. Actually, Connor, a good thing. Like I've been watching, unfortunately. This is not something that I'm proud of, but it's something that I'm interested in. All right. But I've been watching the Jerome Powell meetings, right? And one of the more recent ones, like a week and a half ago, they literally straight up asked him, can you promise us that you will ban a central bank cryptocurrency, right? Which is basically that, something that they can issue and something that they can control, right? Fortunately, they cannot do that with Bitcoin, but they are already they are already building stable coins, and that's basically what's going to get passed first. Is they're gonna make stable coins a thing, because Bitcoin is a store of value, right? Like gold, but on the internet, and infinitely transferable and easily transferable as well. In comparison to like transferring $1 billion of gold, you're gonna have to have trucks, you're gonna have to have like guards. It's a whole thing. Transferring $1 billion of Bitcoin looks like on your cell phone, and then 10 minutes later, there's $1 billion on the other side of the planet. That's a big deal. And for that use case, it's great. But for day-to-day payments, right, for buying everything that you want in life with Bitcoin, it has a 1 MB block size, right? It's kind of bad. But what makes it bad for transaction volume makes it good for reliability and block size, right? So the entire Bitcoin blockchain is something like 560 gigabytes big right now. So if you have a terabyte SSD, which costs $50 these days or something, and you have a basic computer with an internet connection, you can technically create a Bitcoin node in your house, right? And run your wallet on that node, right? Giving you that control over your own financial life. That's why Bitcoin is powerful. And there's like 15,000 plus different nodes all over the planet. Some of them hidden in bunkers and in mountains, being powered by geothermal energy. Like it's wild what we've already done with that as a network. And then the stable coins they want to position, and I'm saying they as in America, wants to position themselves as the currency, the global reserve currency of the world. And the way I see it is that a store of value is something that you store value in, right? Maybe you earn a currency and then you want to store the value of your currency. Then you store it in a store of value, right? Traditionally, it was gold. Now it's becoming Bitcoin and potentially other crypto assets. And then the currency keeps getting issued and keeps being earned, keeps being made, keeps being loaned for potential other assets or, whatever. And then you can, right, keep spending it. Like the intent, almost. The intent of a currency is for you to spend it. You get it, not of its own right, not because you want to have currency, but because you want to spend it. That's kind of the way I see the future unfolding. And there's gonna be a lot of them, unfortunately. So many Daras. I bet the US, yeah. I've come to understand that I'm just here. I help where I can, and I try to retain a positive mindset. This is the best we can do. Dan says, that's right, Joe. Everything in your life up to this point has been in preparation for what happens in this moment, even if this moment means death. We learn together. If we let ourselves learn together, Dan, it's good to see you. So much love. They already are the base currency based on the petrodollar, but I assume they won't let go of that control without a struggle. That's the thing that's happening, Connor, is that is literally melting, dissolving right in front of our eyes. We're seeing it happen. That's why, Trump was like, oh yeah, we're going to be America that is the hub of crypto, right? Because I think if you just pay attention to market dynamics, the writings on the wall very clearly that we are transitioning away from oil, right? Trump isn't doubling down on drilling for oil right now because he thinks it's the future. He's doubling down on drilling for oil right now because he knows it is the last days, right? Like that's literally the reasoning behind it. It's like, this resource is technically still valuable right now, but we are moving towards a future where it no longer is. So if I make more of it now, I stand to profit more in the short term, right? And he has a short term. One, he's 82, and two, the American presidency is supposed to be a 4-year term. So all that's important right now is number go up, and number gonna go up because it's the last chance for it to with that legacy technology. And within the next 4 years, by the end of his term, China will have literally made battery and solar technology at least another like 50% cheaper, if not another 100% cheaper. Not zero, but like I think half price. Again, from what we pay right now, it will probably be half price by the end of his term, right? And at that point, you're literally going to cost your company money if you're going to be drilling for oil, right? If you're going to be combusting fuel to run your things, we're going to be building small modular nuclear reactors over the next 4 years as well. That's probably going to be a big deal. And as all of this stuff is happening, all of it's going to be towards the techno industry, right? AI, robotics. That's going to be what most of that money is going to go towards. Because again, the writing's on the wall. Technology is going to be the driving factor of our economy over the next at least probably 200 years. It's probably not going to stop for the next 200 years. Like it probably will like level out by the end of the 200 years, but we're now at that knee of the curve, right, where things are going kind of bananas. So it's a matter of patience, right? As an individual human being that lives a life that's linear, right, it's not very easy to think about what's going to happen because all we have access to is what we are told and what we can see right now. And what I can see is still very much of the same, right? The sun rises and falls, there's clouds in the sky, there's plants around me, there are other animals going about their lives. It's just a matter of continuing now, right? Seeing this through. And then the last point I want to make with the whole, is Dan on his way? It was nice having you, bro. With the whole stablecoins thing, is they realize that the world is transitioning towards this techno world, and they want to position their currency, their stablecoin, as the currency, right? That people are going to get paid in and potentially spend with. And it is going to be, again, stablecoins already have a clawback and seizing function. So you can, with stablecoins, make a person's money go away if they're, an illicit actor, for example. Where with the true stores of value, that will still be impossible. But there might be change in the fractal of who can put their stable coins in a store of value, and they'll be able to be checks and balances with whether or not they actually got the stable coins they're holding legitimately or not. So yeah, the future. How about the future? Without a struggle, true. I agree. You think that we have an oil crisis soon? No, I think we're going to stop using it. Right? The crisis will be with the companies that realize they're peddling a product nobody wants anymore. Right? Imagine investing billions upon billions of dollars in a bunch of equipment that you have to turn off because it's producing so much stock that you don't have a place to put all of it. And making more space to put it costs more money. So you just turn the machines off. And then you turn the machines back on again when you need more. And then the gap between the machines being on and the machines being off is going to grow wider and wider and wider until they just will be completely irrelevant. And it might take us some time. It might take us until the year 2050, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. 2044 is the year I like to tout, right? By the year 2044, maybe we can have a collective hurrah that we're turning off all of our coal power plants and we're not spinning up diesel generators anymore, right? Huzzah! So happy about it. I look forward to that future. Nancy, hey friends, nice having you here too. Signing off, gotta head to work. Bless, have a good one. I remember as a kid in middle school that they said by 2022 we would have a recourse war and global warming would have destroyed the coast by now. The future is unpredictable, but I see your logic. Yeah. For me, I'm just reasoning macros, right? I'm just reasoning literally money, unfortunately. Because at this point, I have tried every other approach of how can I explain to people love is true, right? And it's almost like it's not going to come through in the way that it's supposed to. But I don't have to be the only one that's trying when it comes to this attempt to make the world a better place. And there are technologies that have been bestowed upon our species, like the internet, like the transistor, like blockchain, right? immutable, open ledgers, right? Free for anybody to see, right? They're talking about auditing Fort Knox right now. The last time anybody laid eyes on that gold was 71 years ago. And now they're going to try and lay eyes on that gold as well, right? With a Bitcoin reserve, anybody with a cell phone, a $50 cell phone and an internet connection can audit the United States reserves. Right? That's insane. That's, hey, Sonia, Marison. It's nice having you, friend. You are German, right? You are German. We're talking about cryptocurrencies a little bit today. When I think about Germany, I think about the fact that they sold something like 52,000 Bitcoin at 50 grand a pop. Germany. I hope you got some of them, Sonia. I don't assume it's gonna be an overnight, definitely a slow process, exactly. It's gonna be a slow process, and the economics of it is gonna win, right? Over the long term, the renewable way of doing things is less maintenance, less waste, and if you think about the convenience factor of it alone, German slash Mexican, oh, not many times that you hear that combo. I don't know if it's inappropriate to ask, but which side is which side? Were you born in Mexico from a mom, dad Mexican, in Germany with your mom? You don't have to answer. I'm curious. German Mexican is a fun combo, right? I haven't heard that one before. It does sound fun. Like two wildly different worlds coming together. I love thinking about what that does to a person's whole situation up here, right? I just don't think that the existing power structure is going to make it easygoing to gain financial freedom. That's the thing, Connor. They don't have to, right? The future we're moving towards right now, it's almost like one of those things, and I'm not standing, born in Germany, that would explain why you are German. I'm not suggesting that trickle-down economics is a thing, but I am willing to argue that trickle-down technology is a thing, right? Because I have seen in my lifetime the circus that I'm in right now, but in that way, even people in the Africas still have access to smartphones, right? So they might not have access to the same billions and billions of dollars that have been created, but they are still having access to the investment that that kind of money was created with, right? Like the technology is still going to reach all of us, right? And again, it looks like solar and batteries, right? When people just start living that way, right? Start installing solar and batteries almost as the first thing they do, right? You build a home, you put solar on the roof and batteries in the basement. That's what you do. You're building a house. Of course, the house is going to produce its own energy, right? Because that's the most efficient thing to do as well. That's the cheapest thing to do. Instead of running a power line from wherever, your energy is produced locally, right? And then we do already have technology as well that pulls moisture from the air with electricity. So we can technically generate our water locally, right? And maybe you build yourself again a basement, right? And maybe you make that basement semi-porous so that there is technically a buildup of moisture down there. And then you run what is the equivalent of a dehumidifier that turns that water into usable water for your home. Don't even have to drill holes technically to capture water, right? Like there is, and this is technology that exists today, right? All you need is the capital, and you don't even need that much capital, right? It might sound absurd, but if you have access to $100,000, you now have more than enough money to completely go off grid, to build yourself a little home with energy generation locally and the ability to make your own water literally out of thin air. Literally out of the air, right? If you had to try and explain that to a person that had $100,000 just 100 years ago, again, think about it, a multi-billionaire 100 years ago didn't have access to that level of technology, right? That is the thing that gives me hope. And If we can remind ourselves of that part, we can lift ourselves out of any bad situation as a collective. I need to lift myself out of a potential bad circumstance because of your support in my life as well, right? Because of my willingness to utilize my technology to try and build something. It really is a superpower. Sprekens die Dutch. Dad is German. Mom is Mexican. That's Hispanic. Awesome combo. I don't think. Bless you again. Peeps, what's up with Duck Dad? I thought about him this morning before signing on, and I realized I haven't seen him on the stream. I remember them being a little bit sick, and that might have been the last time that I heard from them. I think other friends have let know that there's a lot going on their side of the world. It's also cold right now. He might just be working hard or hibernating a little bit. Thank you for thinking about him, Nancy. Sending him blessings. I love seeing and hearing from my homeland. I was just thinking, I need to check in on him. Please do, friends. I went to school with a boy whose mother was German and his dad was from India. He was the best looking human I think I've ever seen before or since. And his sister was unspeakably beautiful too. It is a beautiful combo. Human beings. How unique we are. That two older beings can come together and then make something that is new. Brand spanking new. 0 years old. 2 decades old things make something that is 0 decades old. It's pretty cool. Dude is sick. Fam is sick. Doesn't want to play with us yet. He's okay though. Thank you. Yeah. I'm happy that I at least knew what's going on. Shadakato. Good luck, Connor. Good luck to you. Love is true indeed. It was nice having you here for today. I think it's time for us to finish the vertical stream and then start up the horizontal one. I really have been finding having chats. I am going to share with you, friends, yesterday's poem and flower. I really like yesterday's flower. And you might not consider this a flower, but that's what I'm gonna call it. Zoom, 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 zoom. Looks like a little goat. Maybe I mixed that up. Love is true. If you mixed it up, she really didn't mean to cause harm by doing so. So, love is true. All right. This is what the flower looked like. It's time to hear a good poem and a flower reinduction. Goodbye message incoming. Thank you, Kristen. All right, now it's time to read the poem trees. The poem is called Ideas Like Seeds. We did, in yesterday's conversation, go down the rabbit hole of talking about this idea we can have, or intention, and then planting that idea in what will become our external mind, and potentially watching that idea sprout, and then watching it bloom, and then potentially learning from that flower, and then taking that wisdom into ourselves and potentially acting in our worlds in ways where we actually absorb that wisdom and use it to improve our lives. Yes, thank you, Kristen, for the goodbye message too. I appreciate it. I think I'm gonna copy it because I will be It's my grandpa's part of the great generation. Is my grandpa part of the greatest generation? Or is it just a Western thing? He was part of the Nazi regime. uh, I guess it's up for interpretation, which is the greatest generation. That's the best I can say. Don't overthink that stuff. Yeah. Indeed. Ideas like seeds, right? Those are one of those ideas that might not be worth your focus. That is what we're talking about today. Ideas like seeds. An idea arrives like a whisper, a flicker, a spark, a maybe. You catch it, hold it in your hand, turn it over, weigh its shape, imagine what it could become. But ideas are not statues, not stone, not still, but are seeds waiting for the moment you decide to dig your hands into the dirt and plant. At first, you think you're in control, watering it carefully, tending each leaf, but ideas grow in wild directions, stretching towards unexpected suns, digging roots in places you never looked. You wanted a garden, but you got a forest. You wanted order, but you got wonder. And now, look at you. Ankle deep in growth, branches brushing your skin, new paths winding down beyond the river. You are no longer just the planter. You are the explorer now, pushing deeper, climbing higher, reaching for whatever waits just beyond the next idea. You keep evolving. Yeah. Our ideas grow for us a world. And then after we're growing in this world, now we basically have to explore it, right? Everything you've ever thought about ended up becoming this life that you're living right now. And now that you're living this life that you're in, it's almost like exploring a jungle of decisions, a jungle of consequences, a jungle of expectations. It really is a lot. But had a heart for good, was following orders, he was just a grunt. Aren't we all at this point in our existence? If he was a good man, then he was a good man. Grandpas are just a good memory. We hold them as a moment rather than as a movement. I have German grandparents too, but they were wonderful in my memory. That's good enough for me. Yeah, I like that. Holding people as a moment instead of a movement. Love is true. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me. It was nice having you. I'll read you a goodbye message here too, but I did have it screenshotted it so that I can pull it up afterwards. It goes something like, let me make it a little bit bigger. Have the mostest A. Oh. Have the I wholeheartedly love you all so, so deeply, luminously, expansively, soulfully, tenderly, profoundly, astonishingly, wondrously, ineffably, transcendently melt, and all of you, oh so wonderful, mindful, present, and wise, attuned, devoted, insightful, and awakened, perceptive, luminous, and focused friends who embrace their focus with clarity. Embracing their focus with clarity. Being clearly here, right now, and in this moment with you, friends. Being completely and utterly present. I have a friend that does that to me. where he'll look at you in the eyes and then he'll make his eyes drift a little bit and messes with your brains. Man, some people are shitty. Even if he wasn't the SS. Um, yeah. Uh, Regardless, we just try to shine a light on the positive when we come here. It's true. Sorry, I'm gonna shut up now. No, it's okay. Like, it's just, what am I supposed to say? Is the thing, Sonia. Right? It's like if you were in the SS, oh, right? Maybe, maybe you could have thrown yourself into the meat grinder, right? Killed some of your, what you would have thought in that moment is your fellow people while persecuting what was not your fellow people. Yeah, I'm happy that I'm not in Nazi Germany in the 1920s. I'm sure happy about that. And I cannot imagine what it must have been to be your grandpa in that time. So, no, Sonia, please feel free. Yeah, you can share with us. You can share with us, right? If you feel a certain way about it. I think at this point, it's one of those things where what your grandpa did in the past, only he knows whether or not he's a good person, right? And us speculating doesn't really add value if we're going to talk about it from that perspective. We like conversation here. We're willing to talk about it. True. I'm shunned here in Frankfurt for that. Ah, okay. Are you telling people, Sonia? Yeah, like, I'm not judging you again because it's your grandpa, right? I would feel pretty offended if people judged me by the actions of my father even, right? Never mind even my grandpa. I don't have a grandpa anymore. All of my male ancestors, other than my dad, have passed. So in that way, right, it's almost like that chapter is closed, and their actions, good or bad, isn't really of concern to me. In the same way, I feel you don't get to have Sonia because you uh, have a grandpa from that era that very widely has been polarized to be a bad era to be a part of. Right? My grandparents were in South Africa, technically a part of a bad era in a different way, right? And in that way, I also don't associate with their decisions. So I hope you don't either. Or at least I would wish for you not to. I'm sorry about that, Sonia. That's a really difficult position to be in. We might be cousins. No, people know. Because we all know each other here. Ah, yeah. Judgment. I feel if people are judging you for who your grandpa is or was, then there's probably a lot more that they're hiding from within their own character, right? Might be easier for them to stereotype against you for coming from a bad place, because of the bad that might be hiding inside themselves. It's easier to point at darkness outside of you than point at yourself, after all. I have all his medals and uniforms and gear. People in America want to buy it off me, but it's my history, I know. Yeah, Sonia, like, the more I hear, the more layers of concern. I get I get that it's your history, and I also double get that people want to buy it from you. But the same reason that people want to buy it from you is the same reason that you don't really want to have it. You heard what I'm saying? As in, not encouraging you to sell it, but encouraging you to not not own it anymore, right? And it is this matter of, I guess, public sentiment, right? If you really want to keep the uniform and what else? Medals. Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. Put it in a box somewhere, right? And make that box not see the light of day. And maybe if there is a place, actually donating it to a museum, right? Maybe there's somewhere where they educate people. But yeah, in my mind, when I think of those things, I'm like, they would be so very combustible. Yes, I want to see them make fire. You could maybe that's something you can do, right? You can film it. You can film yourself lighting it on fire. That way, up until you light it on fire, you have video evidence of this history that is now non-perishable because it has been digitized. Cool. It's very cool. You still get to have your cake and eat it too. Kind of. History, I know. And in other ways, I want to get rid of it. Yes. You see, that is I believe, personally, the correct instinct. That is the correct instinct. And again, if it's about the history for you, document it digitally, right? So you can remember. But again, like, I don't know if those are one of those things that you want to remember. Those are more of those forgetting kind of things. You know, oh goodness, I'm sorry. I don't know if this is as yikes. Life is complex, politics are complex. Less is more. Don't feed that machine. Yeah, exactly. Don't sell that shit to a bunch of assholes. Again, I agree, right? Because those people that want to spend their money on that stuff are willing to spend their money on it because there's a glorification of that stuff, right? And if someone has to find it in your home, there's like only a few conclusions they can come to. One is that there is a glorification of that stuff in you, or there is literally the bloodline of that in you, right? So both of those fractals are like you're opening a can of worms. Like that can of worms is gonna get open 100%. Duke's the money, don't feed the machine, fuck the money. Yeah, there we go. I don't I don't want money. I just want to get rid of these bad memories for me and my gramps. Yeah. Again, I don't know if you're into something like that, Sonia, but I gave you my take, right? Have a field day with it. See if it's combustible. Maybe cut it in a bunch of pieces and see how each piece combusts under different circumstances. Douse one in alcohol, one in diesel, one in petrol, one in paraffin. Okay. I'm closing the stream. We're starting up a horizontal one next.